Just give a little update. Just before I molded it, I ended up dropping the helmet, unfortunately, creating a little dent, but I ended up smoothing it out, so it should be pretty good. I'll be doing a split mold straight up to the back, probably just until probably about here, around here. I might even go up just to this bit here, just because the silicone on here, if I do a glove mold and bend it up, it's probably going to peel off the silicone that actually goes inside the vent bits, creating the detail. So yeah, I'll be doing a sort of a split mold mohawk just about halfway, probably up to here, and I just touched it. So yeah, this is the second coat on with red tint, no adhesives. Next coat I will be doing 5X, and I should have it done within the next hour. Guys, so the molding process is almost finished. Need to do another 2 more layers. I'm going through my molding supplies, almost half a bucket, so by the time I finish it should be down to there, which will give me probably about maybe 3/5 of the bucket left, maybe a little bit less, probably just halfway. But yeah, as you can see, I just put the mold keys on. This is the 4th layer. First layer was dragon skin, normal. Second layer was dragon skin, just to lock in that print layer. Third layer was 5X. Then 4th layer was 5X. Now I added the mold keys. So what I have been doing, nearly every second layer I have been adding red dye to it, just so I can see I've covered the whole thing, because with dragon skin it is translucent, so you basically can skip over some bits. So right now, yeah, all I have to do is just do it a bit more thicker. As you can see, you can still see the halo, but that's coming up quite well on the camera. So yeah, right now, one more coat over the whole thing, and also thickening up the mold keys just to give them a bit more strength so they don't pop out. So do one more video before I put on the final layer. I had to increase here because I forgot the overhang of that piece, so it's fairly flat now. I still got one more coat to do, so they'll flatten it out, and I just sat in some silicone. So yeah, basically all this coat is reassuring the reinforcing the mold keys, and you see I built up that one mold key at the back where I'll be cutting it. So yeah, and I also filled in the undergaps under the helmet, because that's also really important. So yeah, I'll be back once I've ready for the mother mold. So I just put in the last coat. It is basically almost finished. It's very smooth, well, smoother than normal, but yeah, you can basically see it. That's the very last coat that will just seal it all. And yeah, so it basically filled this whole area where I had the dip, so you can see that it's a very slight dip. So all in all, it's pretty good. Guys, to do a quick update, I'll be putting the mother mold on tomorrow morning, due to the camera going dead and it's getting a bit late to do it. So what I've made a cardboard sort of a stencil. I'm going to cut into MDF, and this is going to be basically my mother mold. I will, as you can see, it's not a perfect fit, but once I fiberglass it, so basically grab 2 pieces of MDF, cut them out, both this stencil, then fiberglass one side, then yeah, turn it over, do the other side. So as the mother mold is about to become on, as you can see the MDF board is on there, and I put clay in between the gaps. Now I'll be doing a coat of resin, and if you didn't notice these dots, they're just drill bits, and I also did a sand on the board so the resin will stick to it. So they're just like little keys for the resin to stick into so it stays to the MDF, because sometimes it does peel off, so I ended up sanding it and drilling a bit of holes and that. So right now I've laid out my fiberglass, so right now I'll be putting on the mother mold for the first half. Hey guys, mother mold is finished. I did both sides, and I also did just the Halo 4 helmet, the date that basically I'm going to be pulling it apart, and I'm going to be keeping record and tallies of how much casts, well, pulls I can get out of the mold before it breaks. So I'm going to let this cure overnight, just so the body filler and the resin gets its full strength, because I don't want it warping while I'm taking it apart. And when I made the cardboard, which I threw, when I made the cardboard bit to trace out this, I made sure that it was basically flat on the bottom, so I can just rest it like that. And I also made sure it was flat on these sides, so once I've done and ready, put it into storage, I can just turn it upside down and like that. But as you can see, the cardboard's stopping it now. So yeah, it was no coincidence. So that was that's just an update on the mother mold, and I will be doing a few pulls tomorrow morning. Hey guys, well, the mold turned out epically awesome. So yeah, it's molded. I put the slit in the back, probably gone about halfway. You'll probably see on this model. Probably starting from about, it starts from about there, but you can see I cut it right down. These things didn't really mold properly. There's lots of air bubbles in them, in the mold. So but otherwise it turned out pretty great. The mother mold, or the mother master, stayed intact. So I'm happy about that. I can probably put that up on a shelf and keep it just in case my mold busts. But what I do suggest is the MDF for the mother mold. This was just cardboard that I cut out to go over the thing. Then I put clay to fill in the gap. Then fiberglass resin, I did a layer. Then a mix of resin and body filler over the whole lot. And yeah, just gave it a sand so it's all smooth and everything now. I also put the day's date, which I made the mold. Hey guys, so right now I'll be casting the Halo helmet. I'm just propping up the camera so you can basically see. Guys, as you can see, I got my cups laid out on the table just there. So yeah, right now I'll be casting my helmet in my good clothes. So make sure put on a jacket just to be safe. Disposition black. Okay, well, I'm doing the fourth coat now, so I'm just going to pause the vid because battery's going dead on the camera, and you want to see the demolding, right? So yeah. While the camera still has some battery, it's on red bar. I'm gonna do a quick demold for you. Just I peel from the back because due to my mold key positioning. So as you can see, it came off really good. That's some other mold because you guys haven't seen it. And same thing, peel off the back. Very simple. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is do the split. Bit of flashing, not that much. Make sure you guys can see the awesomeness. Air bubbles. Due to those bits. Due to the silicone mold not working right, so I'll just end up taking them out, and because since I got a separate mold for it. So far it's coming out pretty clean. I'm seeing no air bubbles. It's looking pretty good. So now I'm just gonna pull. I'll just flip this inside out. Came out pretty good. Other than a few small air bubbles. Looks pretty good. 5 coats is enough. It's strong. Have they cast. Just like, I can't see.